You don't have a trust issue. You were trained not to trust yourself. And the worst part is, it didn't feel like abuse. It felt like normal parenting. You grew up double-checking everything. Not just your work, your feelings, your reactions, even your memories. Something would happen, and instead of saying, "That hurt me," you'd pause and ask yourself, "Am I overreacting? Did I misunderstand? Was it really that bad?" That hesitation, that's not your personality. That's conditioning. It usually didn't start with something obvious. No one sat you down and said, "Don't trust yourself." It was quieter than that. You said something felt unfair and were told you were too sensitive. You felt hurt and were told you were dramatic. You remembered something clearly and were told it didn't happen that way. Not once, not twice, but repeatedly, until your internal voice started sounding less reliable than theirs. This is what happens in narcissistic households. Reality becomes negotiable, not based on truth, but based on control. If your version of events threatened their image, it was dismissed. If your emotions made them uncomfortable, they were minimized. If your needs required effort, they were labeled too much. So your brain adapted, not to truth, but to survival. You learned something very specific, that being certain was dangerous. So instead of feeling your emotions fully, you monitored them, adjusted them, filtered them. You became hyper-aware, but internally disconnected. And over time, you stopped asking, "What do I feel?" and started asking, "What's acceptable to feel?" That's why now you hesitate before making decisions, even small ones. You replay conversations. You look for external validation. You Google things you already know. You ask people for advice, not because you lack intelligence, but because you don't trust your own conclusions. And when something feels off in a relationship, you don't leave. You analyze. You justify. You wait for more proof. Because you were taught your first instinct can't be trusted. But here's the part no one tells you. You were never actually wrong. Your body noticed everything. The tension, the inconsistency, the silence that didn't feel safe, the affection that felt conditional. You saw it. You felt it. You just weren't allowed to name it. So you grew up thinking, "I'm confused. I'm bad at reading situations. I'm too emotional." But what actually happened was, your clarity was overridden so many times that doubt became your default state. And now, even in calm situations, your body still searches for what's wrong. Not because something is wrong, but because that's what kept you safe. Rebuilding self-trust doesn't start with confidence. It starts with noticing. Noticing when something feels off and not immediately dismissing it. Noticing when you agree with something externally but feel resistance internally. That gap? That's where your real voice still exists. You don't need to become someone new. You need to stop abandoning the version of you that was right all along. You were never bad at trusting yourself. You were just taught not to.